All right, so we're talking to Mason. Mason is a coach for life insurance agents, and he's going to be able to expand on that so much more than I will. And we're just going to record this call that we're going to do, put it in the group. You guys can watch and see if maybe his program, what he does, is a good fit for you, and then reach out to him, of course. This is a little bit beyond my expertise. I'm more in the automation, and I've been living in the PC side, property and casualty. Life license, I've written some, but definitely not my space. So I'll ask him some questions along the way. Mason, if you want to screen share your website or whatever you want to do in the call, totally up to you. And we'll just chat and ask questions and then get this posted. So go ahead and tell us about you and your program.
Well, about me, as soon as I graduated, became a mechanic and machinist for 5 years, got to work for NASA, moved to Australia for a year, did a lot of manual labor stuff, tore my body up, got tired of being told what to do, realized I am unemployable.
Most business owners are.
Got on a ZipRecruiter, found Family First Life, worked there for 3 days. My upline told me to pound sand. So I was like, screw this dude. Found Symmetry Financial Group, sold insurance there for a couple of years, hundreds of thousands of dollars on my own pen. My first year in the business, wrote over $300,000, had a very high persistency rate, made a lot of money. Noticed a lot of agents kept coming up to me over the course of the last couple of years, asking me how I was doing things, how I was doing that. The leads suck, like typical agent stuff. And they just weren't getting the help they needed. And I think a lot of this comes from watching my mom kind of get abused mentally and physically growing up. So I wanted to fix people. It's probably why every girl's left me. I tried to change them, tried to fix them. But yeah.
Girls don't like that.
No, they don't. And I don't like it either. That's why I think most people have relationship problems. They try to make concessions and change for one another instead of just don't tolerate anything you don't want. So I started, after I got into some conversations and I saw things that kind of violated my moral compass with previous people I worked with, I decided to stop selling insurance because my calendar was getting so booked up with people wanting sales training and all this stuff. So around this time, I'd been investing a couple $100,000 into learning things like neurolinguistic programming, hypnosis, cognitive behavioral therapy, all kinds of things with the unconscious mind, how to install habits, delete decisions, change and delete memories, repressed emotions, whatever, get rid of addictions. So I realized that most of our thinking comes from other people, and most of our problems are not even our own. They're our parents and our grandparents. From when we were growing up, we picked up their habits. Just like I picked up passivity from my mom, so I let people walk all over me. So most agents don't even realize that the problem you think is holding you back is not really the problem that's holding you back. So you can't sell, but it's really because you picked up power tripping or passivity at a young age from your parents or whoever, and you have all this shit getting in your own way. So it's like, that's where I come in. I work one-on-one with insurance agents now to get rid of all these bad habits. Probably the biggest thing I have to get rid of, and I know this isn't ever talked about in the insurance industry, is like pornography addictions. It ruins so many people, so I have to get rid of that very quick. And then it's amazing. People start writing $15,000, $30,000 of business because their relationships get better. They're not cheating on their wife anymore with a phone screen. Like, they're not locking themselves in a bathroom. So it's like, I started building out all these programs and courses because I got tired of teaching sales every day. So like, I recorded everything that was recurring. I wrote down what questions I got every day for like a year when I was still selling insurance. I turned all this into programs, and I've worked, there's nights I'm up till 3 a.m. working on the automation and coding and the software and the programs, like making the product like bulletproof. So like, I've built out, it's pretty much, first thing they learn is how to identify their target audience, who they want to sell to. I focus on an organic approach. Everybody and their mother has a Facebook ads course right now. They're generating 70-cent leads that tell them to go F off. And it's like, let me just show you how to get people that already know you and like you, and they're going to be stickier, and you're going to be more profitable, and you'll get more referrals. So I focus on a word of mouth based business because it's the only thing that will counteract ad cost over time, because the more you spend on ads, the more you will have to spend on colder and colder audiences over time. And after 3 or 5 years, you're going to wonder why you're not making any money, because you're just selling policies to keep up with overhead. Your ad costs have skyrocketed and more people continue to run ads. So like I believe I'm the only one out there really focusing on like teaching business metrics, like how to run your business with KPIs, SOPs, onboarding, pre-boarding, bringing on the A players, talent acquisition, how to structure your business legally, make sure you're not trying to dodge the IRS because they will come for you.
Yep.
But it's like they get all the sales training in the world they need. I took all my sales stuff from Alex Hormozy, I think the best entrepreneur of this generation. I translated it to English, like the insurance industry. So closer framework for insurance agents. My best clients that use it have no problem making sales very consistently, and they're not forcing stuff down people's throats. So the clients think it's their idea the whole time, and it's a win-win on both parties. They get protected, you get paid. There's recruiting training. I show you how to use automation to bring on whatever type of target applicant you want, because the same way you can generate leads with this, the same way you can generate applications for a 1099 agent. So you can either grow your sales pipeline or you can grow your internal pipeline with recruits. So I'll show you how to build your business and build a profitable and sustainable insurance business with an exit strategy for 5 to 7 years down the road, as long as you do what's in the program. Mm-hmm. Now, some people will get all that excitement and they'll watch 4% of the videos and blame this on me, saying, Mason, this shit doesn't work. And I'm saying, no wonder it didn't. You watch 4% of the videos. It didn't work because you didn't work. So you've got to be coachable. You have to have emotional intelligence, meaning when someone tells you no, you don't go pout and blame everybody else. This is completely your fault, whether you're successful or you're not successful in this industry. And I think a lot more people need to start hearing the real truth. I don't care about all these events that just hype you up and $20,000 to come speak on a stage. It's not what this is about. You're not making money. You don't need to be here. Bitter pill to swallow. But
no, I totally agree. We just had this conversation with another agent around automation, and the difference between like the tools you get and put in place in your agency are only as good as you execute. I had an agent reach out and say, I need some help with getting my staff to execute and use this every day. And I'm like, dude, that's your job. You're there. I'm not there. Like, what am I going to do?
That's because they don't have the capacity to lead.
That's your job. But the difference, like this industry, and whether it's life or PNC or whatever it is, tons of opportunities to make money there. But the difference is always the person at the helm running the ship. They're the ones that run successful businesses or agencies that just trickle along.
No, so the course, it teaches you everything you need to know to run a profitable insurance business. So far, there's over like 140 people on that specific program. There's over 1,600 agents now in my free course. That's just to get them to make enough money to come work with me. But my main program is called the Sahara Method. It's dry, ugly, long, and boring, just like the Sahara Desert. But I promise you, it is impossible not to make money if you just follow it. Like the tree has already been shook. I've proven it myself. Other agents have proven it. Mm-hmm. I had one agent just write like $100,000 the other month. Insane. At 21 years old, there's no excuse. There's a single mom with 4 kids, writes consistently every month. There's no excuse. The only, like the one-on-one coaching aspect, and I know you said you wanted like transparency on pricing, because not a lot of people do that. So to work with me one-on-one, right now the price is $8,000 for a 6-month coaching program. If you just want the course alone, it's $4,000. So if you just want to do it on your own, you don't like me because I have a beard, trust me, I got to live with it. It's totally okay. You don't want to work with me, like go buy the course, it'll make you money. And then you can say F me at the end after you make 6 figures. Like then you can tell me to go pound sand. But I'd rather you respect me than like me. At least I made you money and you can't say anything bad. So to work with me one-on-one, that's really where all the hypnosis, timeline therapy, like I said, on average, it takes someone 300 hours of therapy, $50,000 to $70,000 of cost. It would take years of your time to remove one emotion. I can do it in 15 minutes. Your problems that you think you have holding you back are not the real problems. You've got some BS pattern or habit that you've carried with you for the last 20 years, and it's just a part of you, who you are, and you just keep running that same program. We're computers. So if you got a virus, there's always going to be a malfunction. So you're just running the wrong program. So we need to fix it. It takes 90 days to autonomize a new habit. That's really where I come in, is solving their problems psychologically. Because if you don't believe in what you're doing, you're going to run into burnout and fatigue.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you have low self-esteem, low self-worth, that's going to reflect in your sales. People will not buy from you. And you'll piss off every person that comes on the screen. And then once again, you'll turn around and blame me. That's not going to happen. So like I work with people's unconscious minds. I install habits, patterns, do hypnosis. Like I just focus on helping them get the best life that they want. I help them live life on their terms and redefine things that are meaningful to them.
Yeah, I think that honestly, anyone watching this, we all know we have bad habits, right? Like I have bad habits that I've had, and I know that they're related to my childhood and things like that. We all know we have those. People that are probably watching, or that might watch the video and think like, oh, that's not me. Like my problem is I don't have enough leads, or my problem is my staff, or whatever, right? Those types of and just addressing anyone who's watching who's might be thinking that. At the end of the day, we all know that this applies to all of us. We all know that we all have these like little habits and twerks and things that we wish we didn't. And I've never heard anyone that I've talked to that works in the insurance space that wants to address these underlying behavior issues that we have as leaders and as business owners and entrepreneurs that can shift the way that our future moves, as well as help us understand how to better run the business. So really like enjoying this for me personally, because it's a really fresh take on coaching.
I'll explain why mindset is so important, because how you view what you do, like your perspective on it, will drive and dictate how you do what you do. If you think you're doing something that doesn't mean anything, you probably won't do it for a long time. But it's like, I learned all this because Tony Robbins inspired me when I heard the 3 letters called NLP. So I was like, what is this? Like, to be able to save someone from suicide in 15 minutes, like, I want that, because I want to be told thank you. That is my validation. That is my inherently selfish desire, to be told thank you. You have it. So I like being told thank you. But to know I solved a problem that was invaluable for somebody, because here are the most common reoccurring themes when someone joins my program. They get all excited, and then once they develop a relationship with me, because I do all my communication via Voxer, so it's like walkie-talkies when we were kids. So They basically got a question and I answer it. But it's like, hey dude, now that I actually trust you and I've seen some results, I'm suicidal, or I'm battling this porn addiction, or I'm picking up all this weight because I'm binge eating. And I'm like, I wish you would have told me this 2 months ago, because now we can just get rid of it. And it's like, they're completely new people, and then they go make 3 times, 4 times, 5 times the amount of money. It's like, no wonder you weren't doing anything.
Yeah.
So it's all like, to be able to have that power, and walk them through doing it themselves. It's fucking life-changing for me, and I think it's the most valuable thing I've ever done in my life. That's why I charge so much, because I know I'm going to deliver results, and I'm going to help you turn into a better person, because I don't care how much money you make. I really don't. I care about you going home and being a better father for your kids, being able to give them a lifestyle and implant the right seeds in them. Because guess whose fault it's going to be if you're going to blame me for not getting the results, and you're going to go tell the kids they can be whatever they want to be, but you're not everything you want to be. And you're going to start teaching them how to lie, you're going to pass on these bad habits. I want to break cycles. New generation is kicking old generation's ass now as far as conscious awareness. It's all values level thinking. And we're moving from a lot of values level 4 to a lot of values level 5, entrepreneurship related stuff. And it's like, if you don't know what any of this is, it's all Carl Jung, it's all psychology. This is proven stuff. Go look at Claire Graves' 8 values level system, and you'll see why you think a certain way. But it's like, your beliefs are so important, because the way you see something, it changes the meaning.
Yeah. When I was a brand new agent and I qualified for my first trip to go on, and my district manager at the time told me, it was super fun. But he told me, he said, pay attention to what people are talking about and sit at tables that are talking about solutions versus complaining, right? And I manage some Facebook groups and things, and we try really hard to allow places where agents can vent. Sometimes you got to get it off your chest. for people that are in the industry and understand, but at the same time, like there's a point where like, okay, you vented, it's off your chest. Like, what are you going to do about it next? Like, what's the next step? And whether that is you stay with your company or you don't stay, or maybe the industry is not right for you, but do something. The continual like complaining, right? But that advice he gave me, right? Sit at the winner's table. It's an awards trip. So these are top agents, but there's still going to be some there that are by fluke. And you're gonna hear all sorts of different things. And that has always stuck with me. That was 8 years ago. Well, no, I guess 7 years ago, because I qualified the first year. And it's very true. It's true in anything you do, no matter what it is, whether it's a personal or business hurdle, there is opportunity in everything. And my husband is going through this literally right now, where he was at a career where he made tons of money, right? Tons of benefits, sucking the life out of him, just hated the environment, the culture, the work hours, everything. Finally got to the point where he just flat out quit, right? Money only goes so far. Like you said, I don't care.
Money only solves money problems.
It only goes so far. Yeah. And he just quit. He quit. He's getting his life license now. He's going to open a Medicare insurance agency, but looking, just owning his own time. This is the first time, he's 36, first time ever in his life that he has been like unemployed since 16, and is just refocusing his priorities. But that horrible like job that he worked in for so many years has led to him finally saying like, that's enough. So don't stay in the same place, right? Don't keep reliving.
That stress will literally kill you. It'll start dripping cortisol on your bloodstream, give you a heart attack in your fucking 40s.
He had level 3 hypertension, high blood pressure for 6 months. We had to work on getting it down. So it's just, I've lived this personally, and it's one of those like shit or get off the pot kind of things. Like don't just keep reliving the problems. And I love how you were talking about these agents have issues that they don't know what the problem is. They don't know what their issue is.
They'll try to agency hop. Well, FFL has my answers. Symmetry has my answers. Yeah. This place is going to buy, like, your problems will follow you. I promise you. You've built up your skill so high, but you haven't developed your character traits or your beliefs.
Yeah.
It'll keep following you. And it's like, why he told you to sit at the winner's table is because, like I said, 90% of our thinking comes from other people. You want to hang out with a bunch of people who just lie to themselves and believe, like, cast judgment over themselves about why they don't have what they want in their life. Those are not the people. Like, you get what you tolerate. Mm-hmm. I'd rather sit with the winners. You'll start taking on their beliefs, their habits, their patterns. Yep. Because you don't want to be seen as the lowest one on the totem pole. You want to be seen as fair and equal. We want to be seen as reciprocal humans.
We're all a little competitive by nature.
You'll unconsciously raise your standard of living and your expectations for yourself. Mm-hmm. Like, stop listening to these half-assed people who have smaller goals for your life than you do.
Yep, I agree. I love it. Anything else that agents should know about your program, or how to get a hold of you, or anything like that?
So, anybody can text me. I'll get notified. 270-724-3633. You can go. I know you said you want me to share.
It's up to you if you want to. Website. Totally up to you.
So, they can go to https. Make sure you put the S, please. runningbuddies.life/new agent. I'm sure Mariah can put a link.
I'll put it in the video. Yeah.
You can go see how everything works. You can go watch people who made tons of money. They'll sell it for you. They were in your shoes. Single moms, whoever, there's no excuse. This works if you do. I promise you 100% of the time. You're getting 10 times the amount of value from what you're paying. I'll teach you how to make a 6-figure income, build a business that you can exit from in 6 to 7 years profitably. But you got to be coachable, and you got to really do and go after what you say you want. So it's like, if you're just going to cry, complain, like, I'm really not the person for you because I'm going to hurt feelings. And like, if you're not willing to change because you want to hold on to secondary gain because you get sympathy from other people, I'm not the guy for you. You can go, like, it just blows my mind how many people want shortcuts in this industry but aren't willing to pay for it. You're going to pay for it in time or money. If I can give you everything you need in 6 months compared to you taking 6 years to learn it, you tell me which one you want. So
that was actually a huge mind shift for me personally too. When I brought my first course in 2019 to learn. Yeah. When I bought the course and then learned like how, getting into the course and spending the time and like, man, look how many hours I had to spend learning the course. What if I had to like invent this myself? And I've purchased 3 courses personally in my own life and agency since then, and done, counseling, all these things. But it really shifts your view. Like, I used to think, well, I'm not going to have this money. But when I spent that money on the course, my income went up, and it's gone up every single year.
Capacity.
Exactly. Well, your skills, your capabilities, and it is amazing how you invest. You literally just investing in yourself. Don't even think about it as investing in your business. It's in yourself. And then you can jump years and years
you buy all the
in your revenue.
You know where not to do, and you know where to put your focus. It's like, how much does it cost you to not know how to make $1 million a year? Well, right now, most insurance agents probably make 30 to 40 grand a year. So it's costing you $960,000 to $970,000 a year to not know how to make $1 million. How long do you want to stay there?
Yeah.
Like, don't complain. There's reasons or results. Which one do you want?
Well, and this is a weird time, like in entrepreneurship and everything, and just in our culture with like all this information, right? YouTube, courses, videos, like memberships, all these things you can buy from people, where if you go back, like I came from Chase Bank, and that's where I got into the financial industry.
They got some awesome credit cards, I'll say that.
Yeah. I worked at Wells, and then Wells Fargo, and then Chase, and then got into insurance. And I literally, before I became an agent, I walked into another agent's office because I asked my DM, like, who are some good agents I should talk to? And this one particular agent, I'll never forget her. She was in the neighboring town, and I'm not going to say her name, but anyway, I was like, hey, tell me about being an agent. Like, do you like it? Blah, blah, blah. She had inherited the agent from her father, and was actually very rude to me. The fail rate, and don't, I don't even know why you're in here, and you're wasting your time, and just on and on and on. It was so negative. And it was just really interesting to see. And then I reached out to another agent who was brand new in the industry and had a completely different view of the business. And today, the agent who was new, became a good friend of mine, runs a very successful agency, has, bought his wife her dream house, and like has, their place in Arizona, and just all this stuff. And while that other agent is still stuck in that little town, struggling along. And I was like, these are, same carrier, right? Both same captive company, same area. They were like maybe 20 miles apart. Nothing really different, but it's just the person running the business and the mindset and
perspective.
It was just interesting.
And it's a principle. It's the same thing. You have an alcoholic father with 2 sons. One grows up to be an alcoholic like his father. One grows up the complete opposite, becomes a successful entrepreneur. It's like same situation, different mindsets. Yeah,
totally. I completely agree with you. Well, this has been awesome. I've learned a lot. I'm excited to I want to get in your program and start learning on it. I gotta get through my projects first. And then this is definitely something I want to get into, because the hypnosis stuff and getting rid of
it's
behavior problems.
It's my freaking favorite, because you get to watch people change. In
that's 10 seconds, the stuff that I'm listening. I'm always listening to books, and we love the TED Talks, and we've done a lot of counseling, and we're starting to become marriage coaches, my husband and I, because we're at 17 years together, and we want to help other couples because we've learned so much. But man, if you can teach me in 15 minutes how to get rid of my sugar addiction, dude, I want to buy that.
Oh, I can do that. It's called a switch pattern. It takes 5 to 10 minutes.
Oh my goch, so cool.
I can teach you all. There's love strategies. I'll just tell you, if you use them, do not sit in front of your client.
Do not sit in front of the client.
It's the power of language. But
they're gonna fall in love with us.
People complain about course cost. I have spent $250,000 in the last 16 months on personal investments. But also in the last 6 months, because I increased my earning capacity with skills, beliefs, and character traits, I've been able to earn $1 million. I promise you it works. You've got to invest in yourself, or you can just pay the time tax of ignorance and take 6 years to get there.
Well, and then and if you're watching this video and you've gotten this far through, right? Think about if you, and I'm not saying everybody buy Mason's course, you buy what you want to buy. And I'm sure
I don't want everybody to buy my course.
Right. Because not everybody's going to be a good fit. But what always worries me with agents is, or with anybody in life in general, you hear something that resonates with you and you're like, wow, that's a great idea. And then you don't do it. Life goes on. And in a year and 2 years and 3 years,
the problem keeps getting bigger to a point where they get uncomfortable.
Yeah, you're in the same spot you were before, or you didn't make any of the progress you were hoping for. And was that money, was that, $2, $3, $4, $5, whatever, $8,000? Where is that money now? You've probably spent it on, a bunch of crap that you didn't need, or a big screen TV or something. And you're in the same spot in your life that you were before. Yeah, I know. Christmas is horrible.
It blows my mind, because here's the funny part about what you just said. Most of the clients that I have now told me no 5 to 6 months ago when I first started. And now the problem has gotten so big because they have put it off for so long that they had to do it. And now they don't have the money, so they had to finance it, whatever. It's like, you can keep running from your problems, or you can put your big boy pants on and deal with it.
Yeah, I think the that adulting phrase that got like really popular there for a while. It's funny how people thought adulting meant like doing your own laundry, and you're like, no, that's not what that is. But it definitely got skewed. What you're talking about is adulting, right? Grow up, put on your big boy pants, face your demons, and get past them. Yeah, and don't blame. Like, we talk about it. Stuff comes from family. You said that many times.
How long are you going to stay in high school?
Right, but like yeah, exactly. Like, are you gonna make that excuse for the rest of your life? Like, we talk about that in marriage. Forever? We talk about that with married couples, like that I've talked to a lot over the years, and they say different behavior problems from families, or my dad was like this, and I'm like, that's fine, and we all have stuff like that. But I mean, you're now what, 35, 37, 40? How many more years are you going to use your dad as an excuse? At some point you just have to own up to it, and you're the problem. You have to be the one to make the change.
Scary part about that is we live in pretty much a fatherless generation now. Like 70% of people grow up without a dad. So like most men right now, I'll just be honest with you. Get ready to like be hungry. You're going to starve. You're going to starve for attention, love, affection, understanding. Like it's part of growing up. But it's like the world has become a very hard place. Like, don't make it harder on yourself. What does the school teach you? There's only one right answer. Don't ask for help. Keep your eyes on your own paper. Be here on time. But it's like, no, there's more than one way to skin a cat in this industry.
Dude, I pulled my kids out of school. We homeschool. Yeah.
Well,
we homeschool, and we're teaching our kids entrepreneurship. They have at 9 and 10, they all both already own their own businesses.
Winner chicken dinner. That's
right. But I mean, but that's the thing is like, why? I mean, if you are in your dead end job and you hate your life or whatever, you don't like what you do every day, why put your kids through the same exact upbringing?
Your kids will do what you do, not what you tell them to do.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I totally agree. All right. Well, let's wrap this up.
About parenting, yeah.
I know we're like getting all into the weeds, but I have really enjoyed this, Mason. I'm excited to stay in contact. I'm going to go ahead and end the recording so we can wrap it up and get it into the group. And I'm really excited. I don't have to get this one edited because there's no customer information in it, so we can just post it. Yeah.